think growing up in WA has had a lot of effects on me that I probably wouldn't otherwise have had. One of them is I did grow up as a kid in a working class suburb, and I've always found it easy to get on with anybody, including any working class person. I guess I always still feel like the little boy from Bassendean, honestly. In the process of my work as a lung specialist, I have had to break the bad news quite often to patients because lung cancer is the commonest lethal cancer, and asbestos cancers are particularly common. And one of the things that has struck me is when I begin talking to men about this process, many of them express regrets about how they wish they'd lived their life differently. And without a doubt, the commonest regret is that they wish they'd spent more time with their kids. They wish someone had helped them when they were a young dad to realise how important it is to not get addicted to work, but to spend time with your kids. So I wrote a book about fathering. We now have this fathering project with the goal of getting a fathering group in every single school in Australia to help dads be better dads, so that when the dads have young kids, they do all the things that are going to help them be better dads and to help those kids in their future, rather than getting to the age of 50, 60 and looking back with regrets because someone like me tells them that they're going to die. There's something about WA that has, maybe it's saved me from myself, because I'm a pretty driven sort of person. I'm not driven by fame or money or power or anything like that, but I'm someone who likes to get on and do things. And to be honest, I think I might have been susceptible, if I'd grown up in London or Washington or New York, to overworking and somehow thinking that that was a righteous way to live. Growing up in WA has meant that I have this rich life of friendships and activities. I've always loved sport, always swum. I've absolutely loved playing football and coached it, loved cricket. And it's given me a kind of a colourful life, really. It saved me probably from being a workaholic. And I've thought of this as a doctor. I meet people whose lives look really successful. They're successful, got lots of money and a nice house and a yacht and a vineyard or whatever. And they look like their lives are made of chocolate. But as a doctor, when they sit in front of me in my office, they are essentially naked, and their money, their fame, their power means nothing to me, and it means nothing in that consultation. And pretty soon I realise they're often like an Easter egg that's hollow. Chocolate on the outside, but they've got a hollow life. It's the best word to describe it. Whereas I think my life is more like a caramello life. It's the chocolate. It looks kind of the same on the outside, but inside there's a rich golden core. I think my life in WA has generated that, and I could have otherwise been at risk of having a hollow life. I always say to guys to try to seek a caramello life. So it's given me, I guess, the opportunity to have a wonderful, rich family life, a life with my wife, Jackie, and my kids, terrific friends, and a full and busy life outside of my work. And, you know, I'm grateful to WA for lots of things, but that's one of them, generating for me a caramello life and probably saving me from myself.